So what can you tell us about the convention that's coming up, being held on May 18th to the 20th? Any highlights you can bring up for us?
Well, I don't know the highlights. The fact is that we're actually running again for the 31st time. That's always, I think, as you say, we're longest running, and that I think is an amazing feat in itself. It's a testament to the group of people keep showing up. They come together and they have fun. But we open up at noon on the 18th and run till 11 o'clock on Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday we're open from 8 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock at night, and we feature the broad genre of games. We have board games, sci-fi, historical miniatures, role-playing games, the odd CCG, not too much of that. And it's a great period. See, now I can't talk. The professional interviewee that I am. The things we might like to mention is, of course, we have HeroClix, the WizKids people are coming, and they're putting on a few things. They're putting on some HeroClix events for us. They're also running some Mech Warrior, including the Canadian National Championship, which will be running starting Saturday morning. If people are interested in that particular thing, they can look at our website, which is www.cangames.ca, and look for extra details. Was someone making faces at the sounds of WizKids and HeroClix games and stuff like that?
Not at all. No. They usually have an enormous presence at CanGames. I mean, and you can feel the enthusiasm around the tables. People around there having fun, enjoying themselves, having a great time. I mean, although I'm not into the clicking collectible games myself, it's good to see people having a good time and enjoying themselves, no matter what their fun is.
Oh, exactly. That's one of the things that say CanGames is. We try to feature all branches of gaming because it's all part of the same genre, and we all have fun. That's it. The other thing we're lucky this year, we also have DreamPod 9 is coming into Ottawa, and they're going to be doing some heavy gear demonstrations, and they're also going to be running their Heavy Gear Blitz Canadian Championship is also going to be running, and that's on Saturday afternoon. Also, we have a new company that's sort of showing off their game. It's a board game called Stratagame, which is they're trying out a CanGame and showing off the game and something new, which is nice that they've chosen our event to feature and showcase a new game.
Well, that's fantastic. I mean, it's not the first time someone's approached you to really showcase a game like that. I remember, was it a couple of years ago, you guys had a company called Equation?
Equation.
Yep. They had a big presence that year, and they were very interesting, but, I think I checked up on them not long ago, and I don't think they managed to survive.
Yes, unfortunately, no, we weren't the rabbit's foot of good luck for them, I don't think. But it was nice that they tried, and as you say, they put on a great showcase for us, and it was nice that, like I say, people think of us as a event where you can do this sort of thing.
Is there anything for the future of CanGames that you'd like to share with us? Is there anything that's upcoming, maybe not this year, but in the future years that you've got planned that you'd like to share with us?
Well, I'm not sure about giant plans, but one thing I think not a lot of people are particularly aware of is we also have a figure painting competition at CanGames, and one of the things I want to do is expand on it, give it a little bit more of a presence. I mean, we're mostly a games convention, and it's for people to come and play games, but we've always had the figure painting, and I want to expand and get it a little bit bigger, and hopefully, if there's interest from our attendees, expand into something offering seminars on things like painting techniques or sculpting or building terrain, that kind of thing, that are related to the hobby of gaming, but aren't just playing games, because I think there might be an interest for that. So that's one of the things I'd like to do in the future with CanGames, is expand some of our areas that we touch on when people can come to the convention.
Well, I'd say save me a seat at that seminar.
Me too, especially the sculpting one. I mean, I'd love to try that out. I mean, I probably wouldn't be very good at it, but I'd really like to try my hand at it. But having places in the convention where you could just take some miniatures you just bought and sit down at a table with some paints and paint them and chit chat with other gamers at the same time and relax, I think it'd be a blast.
Exactly. That's one of the things, because I'm very heavily into the painting myself, and it's one of the things I've been wanting to do for the past couple of years is, have things like a paint and take area where people can bring their own figures or purchase a figure, and they can paint, and have experienced painters there who can help them work on a technique or give them advice or that kind of thing. And hopefully, one day we can expand things and have seminars and that kind of a thing, and it'll expand the type of attendees who come to the convention too, and help us grow.
Got a bit of a sideline here for you, Heather. What do you think of all these collectible miniatures, pre-painted stuff that's coming out? Is it putting any kind of dent in the traditional painted lead or metal miniatures, or is that part of the hobby still going strong? What do you think?
I don't think it's putting a huge dent in it. I think it's great for things like people who do D&D and like to use figures, but they don't have a lot of time to paint. I mean, it's nice to have a painted figure that's there to represent characters and monsters, and then for the really special characters, you can paint a nice lead figure. That's kind of what I see. I don't think it's severely impacted the lead-based figures right now. I know Reaper is coming out with their own pre-painted line this summer, and they were saying, I've been into some discussions about it, and most people think it's not really going to be a huge decrease in the lead-based figures because it's a slightly different market for the pre-painted.
And those Reaper ones are supposed to be non-collectible, I believe. I mean, they're supposed to release those in blister packs and sets, so that's going to be a bonus right there, too.
Yeah, they're non-blind, which means you get exactly what you want. And if I remember correctly, they're selling them singly and in
groupings.
My skeleton hordes will come together all in one shot.
And you won't have to buy 3 caseloads to get them, neither.
Exactly. And like Heather was saying, I don't think it really impacts on the traditional lead-based or the new
metal-based, yeah.
Yes, the metal-based ones, because of course for most part they tend to be fantasy-based, as opposed to for the historical side of miniaturing, which is all of course military figures, and they've made absolutely no even mention of ever trying to go into that territory. So at least that I've heard of anyway, and so I don't think it will impact. But I do agree, as like for myself as a role-playing GM, it's really handy when I'm looking to create. Like I need some goblin hordes. Having these pre-printed miniatures makes my life so much easier because I'm really really slow and not very good when it comes to painting. So having something pre-painted that gives a reasonably good representation of skeletons and goblins or whatever I need for a particular adventure is really handy. Though I will tend to use them mainly for NPCs and the odd scary monster kind of thing.
Fill out the crowd.
Exactly, but for at least particularly when I'm running at CanGames, I try to have my character miniatures. I tend to try to choose figurines from the metal lines and have them paint up a little bit better. But of course, I let my wife do that, who's infinitely more skilled than I am when it comes to painting miniatures.
Do you have any advice you'd like to give someone who would like to achieve a long-running convention such as CanGames has done? I mean, we've got a new convention here in Montreal, RoyalCon, and this is their second year running, and I'm sure they're hitting many of the same pitfalls and roadblocks that you guys hit. Any advice for them?